Okay, so for this week, part of your task is to submit an outline using APA format for your paper. So I just want to go over some things you might consider putting in your outline, not that you have to, but perhaps just to give some of you a couple of ideas as you begin to think about this part of the assignment. And this part of the assignment is going to be important because basically your outline is sort of going to be your roadmap as to how your paper is going to flow and what items you are going to include in this assignment. So why should we do an outline? Well, an outline helps preserve the logic of the research itself. So it sort of keeps you on track and keeps you focused on the issue that you're going to be discussing. An outline identifies a couple things. It identifies your main ideas. It defines your subordinate ideas. It helps you discipline your writing so you stay focused, you don't get off track. It avoids some excursions that people tend to go on where they begin to write about information that might not fit in your particular topic for the paper. And it helps you notice omissions, for example, a Christian worldview or a civic view of your particular topic. So these are some of the basic reasons as to why we have an outline or why we require an outline. So please give it some thought because it is in essence going to be your roadmap, and hopefully it'll help you guide your writing process as you begin to put your thoughts together. So things to review. Make sure that you take the time to review the grading rubric, which I think is going to be important. So review the grading rubric in Blackboard, and it'll give you some ideas as to what is to be included. And so don't forget to discuss some of the key terms and concepts that are associated with public administration and that relate to your particular topic. Also review our syllabus, and in this case, review the section on the paper that describes more of some of the content that's going to be necessary in order for you to maximize your points for this particular assignment. So some things to consider for your outline. It's not required, just things to think about. You may have the ability to incorporate some of these ideas, and some of these ideas might not fit into your particular topic. So just as you're preparing your outline and you're trying to figure out how you're going to start this thing, you might be able to look at a brief introduction in terms of what is public administration. You could take a look at some of the public administration trends, and we talked about some of these in week 1 or week 2, I don't recall which. You might see if any of these might be applicable to your particular topic, and so you might be able to incorporate them as part of your discussion and outline. But I think it's important at some point that the whole idea of what is public administration be one of the concepts that you include in your first couple of introductory paragraphs. Most certainly, you should include a section on the pillars of public administration. You could list them, but I would also describe them. What are they? What does it mean? So you can go back and listen to specific lectures and gain information and concepts, or you can review a couple other areas in the textbook and in the ASPA Code of Ethics, which provides a more descriptive understanding of some of the ethics in public administration, which are basically going to be our pillars. But I would most certainly include some aspect of your paper, incorporate the pillars of public administration into your paper, where you can identify each of these, and then eventually you'll narrow in on at least 2 of these to tie into your particular topic. So again, you can look at the ASPE Code of Ethics, and the link for that can be found under Week 2's Learning Activities. So take a look at that. Also in our textbook on page 133, James Zavara Ideas on Ethics and Public Administration, and he lists 7 toward the bottom of page 133. So you might be able to pull some of those concepts into your paper as well. And so if you do that, you can include him then as a reference. Okay, so now not only have you might included a couple of his ideas, but you can also include him as a reference, and he's listed in our textbook. So you can take a look at that and see if any of these might be able to tie into your paper, and you can bring them in. Obviously, as part of your outline, you need to describe your topic. You're going to have to provide some detailed analysis of your topic as it relates to your paper. So include something about what it is that your paper is going to be focusing on, so you don't lose track of the importance of it as you tie our pillars into your discussion. Describe how the current event may or may not have ethical considerations in regard to public administration, norms, conduct, or expectations. And so this comes from our syllabus and grading rubric. And then obviously the key thing to include in your outline is tying some specific key concepts into your topic. And you get these concepts from our textbook and our lecture. And of course, you're also going to have to include the connection to at least 2 pillars along with your thorough description of how they relate to your topic. So at least 2 of our pillars need to be referenced. And again, these are the pillars here. Hold on, there we go. These are our pillars here. So you need to incorporate at least 2 of these into your paper. Now, just as a matter of clarification, remember that efficiency and effectiveness are a pillar. Equity and fairness are a pillar. So you can't choose efficiency and effectiveness as your 2 pillars because they are both a singular pillar. They complement each other, as does equity and fairness. All right, so make sure you tie at least 2 of these pillars into your paper as you begin thinking about your topic. So again, at least 2 of our pillars have to tie into it, and then of course some level of closing thoughts or conclusion as you wind up your paper. Okay. So again, think about an introduction, maybe something about a little bit about the history of public administration, or define what public administration is right in here. Whether or not you include the trends, it's up to you. It may not be necessary depending on your topic, but obviously you need to tie some pillars into your paper. And I think a section on the pillars of public administration with where you describe the pillars and perhaps even define them would be beneficial as you put your paper together. And then if you can tie the ASPE Code of Ethics, if there's something in there, take a look at it. You might be able to glean something from that, some of the verbiage, some of the language that might help you as you prepare your paper. And then look at Zavara's ideas on page 133. And again, you might be able to use him as a reference. So one of the things we need to make sure we do is collect our sufficient minimum number of references for this paper. Okay? So hopefully this helps out a little bit to maybe give you some ideas as you prepare this. Take a look at your APA format. You can go to the library or glean some information via the online library. You can look at the publication manual of the American Psychological Association, which is the APA format that we use. Take a look at that in terms of an outline, parts of the outline, and where you can incorporate some of the things I mentioned here. So I hope this was somewhat helpful. If you still have questions or you need some further assistance on what should be included or not included, feel free by all means to send me an email or give me a call or something of that nature. All right. So I hope that clarifies things. Please take a look at the notes that I returned to you on your abstract and paper topic. So we make sure that we are on track. I don't want you to get so, I don't want you to lose focus in the sense that you're addressing too many things for this particular paper. So we're going to try to keep it focused on a singular issue in public administration, whether it's public policy or something along those lines. So try to keep focus as you start working on your paper. All right, and I think that's it. Like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.